Hello everyone, this is Gary from Fantastic Fundas, and in this lecture today we are going to talk about the time period when Gandhi came to India. Gandhi in India, what all he did, the very initial revolts of the Gandhian movement in India. So what happens that Gandhi, as I told you, that went to South Africa and all the story in the earlier lecture. Now Gandhi comes back permanently to India in 1915, right? And when the days he returned back, we celebrate those days also as the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas in India, because Gandhi is like an NRI who returned back to his homeland to serve her. Now Gandhi, when he came back to India, Gokhale was his guru. Okay, and in fact, Gandhi said about Gokhale that Gokhale is like Ganga river to him, signifying purity. Okay, he also said few things for other. For example, for Tilak, he said Tilak is like an ocean, because Tilak was a very knowledgeable person. And regarding Firoz Shah Mehta, okay, he said that he's like Himalayas to me. So those are the comparisons he made when he came to India. Anyway, moving ahead. Gokhale had already made Gandhi popular in India by talking to people about his contribution. And then, when Gandhi came back to India, Gokhale advised Gandhi that he should not enter politics for now. For before he must understand India, because he has been living out of India for a long time. And Gandhi doesn't enter politics when he comes back to India in January 1915. And in fact, what he does, he joined late for many reasons, right? Because he wanted to, when he wanted to join an organization, he wanted to affect its policy. Okay, affect Congress by its policy, because Congress for so far has not been so successful, rather than getting affected by himself. That was his idea. So he travels the whole country, and then he said, settles down finally, and he establishes his ashram at Ahemdabad, Sabarmati ashram. Ahemdabad, Sabarmati ashram. And then he stayed there. His followers who also came with him from South Africa. In the next year also, he keeps the distance from the politics. He keeps himself away from the Home Rule League also. So he didn't agree with the Home Rule League. He was not in agreement that the Home Rule League, as they suggested, that the best time to deal with the Britishers is the World War I. We can force them, we can use their misery. Gandhi was not in agreement with that. So and then he said the only solution, Gandhi by now he was sure that the only solution is the Satyagraha. See, the idea that why Gandhi was saying this is, obviously a normal person would say, they are in trouble, let's hit when the iron is hot. That was the best time. But Gandhi was a visionary. He knew that in future, considering the world peace, okay, and considering the relationships of India with the foreign world, it was not the best thing to do, because then what Gandhi had in mind was creating a world of equality, right? Then just having Indian freedom, a world of peace. That is why he was focusing on Satyagraha and other things, right? So the Gandhian focus on the Satyagraha, we have to understand it. We will look into the first three struggles of Gandhian focus. Okay. So his entry into the politics, now he enters the politics at this juncture in 1917. He enters politics, and his entry into the politics is marked by three events which we are going to talk. Okay. So overall, 1915 to 17 he came back to India and traveled. 1917 to 18 there are three struggles, and then in 1919 there comes the Rowlatt Act, and with he gets the leadership of the whole Indian national movement. Now the first struggle, that Gandhian struggle we are going to talk about, is a Champaran Satyagraha. Okay, now similar kind of problem had earlier also existed. These are related to basically to indigo. Okay, and this is actually the first civil disobedience movement of India also under Gandhi. This is in 1917 happening. We have already talked about the earlier part of it. See what had happened, and that we know that in Bengal it had happened, that because there was a major uprising in Bengal, that was in 1859 to 61, and the peasant there had won freedom against the indigo planter. That was in Bengal at that time. But the people here in Champaran, which is in North Bihar, okay, they still had this problem going on. And when what happens here that people were facing a lot of agrarian discontent because against the European planters and the so-called thikadars. Okay, as it was called, thikadars, they are the temporary land revenue holders. Now, what was happening that the Europeans, they were forcing Indians to forcefully grow indigo on 3/20th of their land. Okay, actually, the 20 is 20 khatas. Okay, this is a unit. Okay, 20 khatas which make 1 acre. So 3/20 land they had to make grow indigo only. Okay, of their holding, and this system of the 3 parts out of 1 acre of their land, this is known as the teen khatia system, teen khatia system or teen khatia system, right? And then what is the problem in growing indigo? Number one, it is like, of course, it had a bad impact on health. That's like obvious thing, right? But the bigger thing is that economically also it was not viable, because Germans had developed at this time synthetic dye, and world over synthetic dye was being used. So the price of this dye had really fallen. So this was not of any use to India and the planter, because the profit was very low. So there came a person, his name is the Rajkumar Shukla. Rajkumar Shukla ji aaye. Rajkumar Shukla ji came and he said, Gandhi ji, please come to Champaran. And there Gandhi ji goes to Champaran. Okay, and now Gandhi goes to Champaran and he looks into the problem. He first inquires into the whole problem. Okay, he makes an inquiry into the whole issue. And then when he makes an inquiry over here, then in that inquiry he finds that there is a genuine concern. Now Britishers get concerned that if inquiry is being done, something will come out. So the commissioner, he gets worried and he asked Gandhi to leave. Gandhi says, I will not leave. You see, he says, I am here to help the people. I am not here to challenge the government. And when he said to leave, he defies the order. He doesn't leave the place. And this was quite unusual, because see, earlier there were people like Tilak and Annie Besant, all those people, whenever they were arrested, they will plead guilty. But this person, they will just follow the order for most of the time. And here Gandhi was openly defying the government order. Okay, and now government was worried, but here, because there are a lot of people involved, and when the masses are involved, the masters are worried. Same today, even today, if the people of India come on road, government will be worried. They will have to do something. They look at this Vyapam scam in 2015 that is happening. People come on road, this Vyapam scam will be solved in 20 days, right? Anyway, so this thing is happening over here, that government is worried, and government didn't want to make it any issue out of it. Okay, so what happens that the government issues an order and orders the local government to retreat and let Gandhi be free. Okay, so retreat is order and Gandhi is free, and this way Gandhi has won this place. So Gandhi basically, he, after collecting the evidence, the commission is ordered by the government over here. Okay, and Gandhi is the member of that commission at this time, and he convinced that Teen Kathia system should be abolished. Okay, and the peasants shall be compensated for enhanced dues that were being charged from them, and government got ready to refund 25% of the enhancement. So this way, what had really happened, the prestige and the position of the planters got damaged. Okay, and within the decade, within 10 years, the planters left the place. That was the impact of Mahatma Gandhi at that time, and impressed by this movement, lot of people joined Mahatma Gandhi at this time. And those people like there was Shri Brij Kishore Babu. Lot of people, you must remember these names. This question can be asked in your paper, that who joined Mahatma Gandhi at which place. So Brij Kishore Babu joined Mahatma Gandhi. Then Rajendra Prasad joined Mahatma Gandhi. He of course became the president of India. And then Mahadev Desai. Number 4 was Narhari Parekh and Kriplani. Kriplani, in fact, Kriplani played a great role over here. He got helped Gandhi in collecting so many evidences. And then there was Mazhar ul Haq. Lot of people joined, but these are the most prominent names taken from various books like NCRT and all, right? So these people joined Mahatma Gandhi. I'll just repeat their names for you. You must remember them very well. Okay, So what are these names over here? Brij Kumar Babu, okay, and Rajendra Prasad is there, Madhav Desai, Narhari Parekh, JB Kriplani, and Mazharul-Haq, okay. So that is how it is happening. Mahatma Gandhi won this. But and the next struggle regarding the next achievement of Mahatma Gandhi, it is related to what is called as Ahemdabad strike. Okay, Ahemdabad strike. Now we'll talk about it. What is happening here? Here the issue was related to the plague bonus. Okay, what had happened that the Ahemdabad mill workers were given the plague, right? And to the workers and by the mill owners, of course. And this was a dispute between the worker and the mill owner. You see, one side we're talking about the peasant. Now we're talking about the industrial kind of dispute. And the owner said once the plague was over, when the problem of plague was over, this bonus will not be there. Worker said because of World War I, meanwhile, you gave us bonus for the plague. But meanwhile, World War I has happened, and the inflation is so high, and the money that you are offering us is so low that it cannot be, we cannot have even that is not even the living wage. So what happens that they approach Gandhi, and Gandhi enters Ahmedabad. So British collector of the Ahmedabad at that time, British collector, he fears that there will be showdown. There will be violence, and he fears there will be strike. Britishers are also somewhat fearful. Okay. So they asked Gandhiji to bring pressure out on the mill owner that they should give the money to the people, right? Britishers are asking Gandhi so that there is peace over there. Okay. Now at this time there is an important person called as Ambalal Sarabhai. Now this person is also one of the mill owners, right? He's a friend of Gandhiji, and even he gave money to Gandhiji to save his ashram, because Gandhi ashram was out of money, so he gave money also to Gandhi for his ashram. But then Gandhi was against him also. So when Gandhi studied the whole situation, rather than just favoring the Indians or any Britishers, he collected the evidence, and what then Gandhi said, he suggested that we should go for arbitration tribunal. Arbitration should be done, right? Owners agreed, they agreed. Who agreed? Owners agreed. Then owners cheated, they refused to follow the arbitration. So and they said no, we cannot agree to the arbitration, we'll give you just 20% of the bonus, not 100% bonus, and if you don't accept this 20% bonus, in that condition you will be dismissed from the factory. This is the condition they laid down. Mahatma Gandhi thought, what should we do now? So Gandhi asked the workers to go on strike. The strike was done, and they suggested to have a cost benefit and analysis of the whole this bonus, and then demand of finally 35% bonus was laid down. Okay, it was considered to be a genuine bonus at that time, 35% of the bonus, and that was ultimately agreed by all. Now over here, interesting fact is that, as I told you just about Ambalal Sarabhai's sister Anusuya Bain, or Anusuya Sarabhai, okay, Anusuya Sarabhai, she also was she was one of the main lieutenants of Gandhi. So she supported Gandhi in this strike movement in a very big manner, and this is important because she is the sister of a mill owner, right? Now, but see what is happening, that the workers were also tired in between when the strike was going on, and Gandhi is learning. See, mass movement cannot go on for a long time, because see, you are protesting. Suppose I'm a shopkeeper, I close my shop to participate in the mass movement. For how many days I can keep my shop closed? So Gandhi was learned. He already learned from South Africa, and he learned from here also that the capacity of the masses to struggle is good, but it can be only for limited time. The capacity is limited, right? So when what finally happens now here, to enthuse confidence in the people, Gandhi goes on fast. Okay, and then there is a pressure on the owners to do something, because if Gandhi is on fast, the factory owners are worried that if something happens to Gandhi, there will be a lot of violence. So factory owners are worried. So they finally gave up, and they finally agreed to submit to the tribunal, and they gave up with a 35% increase in the bonus. That's all they gave, right? So that is about the Ahemdabad mill strike, and there you realize that how Gandhi has won again over here, using his formula of basically 2 or 3 things only. For example, he uses truth, and then he uses strike formula, okay, such things, okay, and then that is how things are going on, right? Now finally, what another important thing happened over here, it was Kheda Satyagrah. So in Kheda Satyagrah, what had happened at there's a place called Kheda, and there was, because of excessive rains, there was a loss of crop, okay, and there was like rains, and there was plague and cholera, So all this was happening in Kheda, and there was a lot of problem happening. So crop failed, and farmers appealed to the government that please don't charge us land revenue this year. How will we pay? For government, they say we will not pay. So they govern people go to Gandhi and save us. They ask him to save them. And Gandhi over here, he was the made head of the Gujarat Sabha, and he agitates and he files the petition, but nothing succeeds, everything fails. So Gandhiji asked the peasants, he asked the peasant that you go and please do not pay the revenue, right? And you show it to the government that the men cannot be ruled without their consent. Men cannot be ruled without their consent. But if government suspends collection and government doesn't collect the rent from you, then those of you who can pay the rent, please pay it to the government. See, what he's suggesting is that be honest in whatever you are doing. Government issued secret instruction that the Britishers will charge money only from those people who could actually pay. So, and publicly, British did not do this because then this would have been a blow to the image of the government. So secretly they did this. So this is what Gandhiji wanted, right? And Gandhiji immediately withdrew the movement. And if you read Gandhi's autobiography, he also writes in that he could see that the masses were now getting tired, right? And if government had not taken any action, he would then had to withdraw the movement. So he was looking for some graceful way of exiting, of withdrawing the movement, and there he got it. Right. So basically this is what is happening, right? And in this, not only this, government also said that okay, we leave the taxes for the current year and also for the next year. For 2 years government said we will not collect the tax from Kheda. So this way things happened at Kheda. But at Kheda a lot of people joined Mahatma Gandhi again, just like the earlier movement. And here the most important person who joined Gandhi was the Sardar Patel. And then there was also Indulal Yagnik, right? Indulal Yagnik, we read about that, how Jamna Das, Indulal Yagnik, all these people, right? They help in starting of the Young India newspaper, right? Now Sardar Patel, he also organized major tax revolts, right, which was able to mobilize and all the caste and creed. Sardar Patel had this important role because of his ability to mobilize people, and he did so along with Sardar Patel mobilized a lot of people along with few other people. For example, he did with Namo and Narendra Modi and Rahul Gandhi nahi hai ye. This is Narhari Parekh and this is Mohan Lal Pandya. Let me just write this name also, Narhari Parekh, who help people, Sardar Patel. And then third one is Ra is Ravi Shankar Vyas, okay, Ravi Shankar Vyas, right? So these are the people who joined Sardar Patel anyway, and Patel joined Congress, right? And so the conclusion of the whole thing is that to conclude from all these three movements, what do you conclude from three movements is this, that number one, that the Satyagraha demonstrated the policy of Satyagraha, okay, that it really works. It was demonstrated to the country at large. Number two, to the Britishers, it was proven the policy of Satyagraha is, what is the proof of it that works? Some people call it the Satyagraha as a crap policy, okay, but it is not crap. Here is the proof of it working at these three movements. And then Gandhiji was the leader, getting the to be the leader of the masses now. He studied their problems and in a logical manner by presenting the truth he tried to solve them. Number three, Gandhiji came to know of the strengths and the weaknesses of the Indian masses. Okay, strength and weaknesses of the Indian masses and how good they were, how good their ways are, that ways, right? And Gandhi was able to create a space for his own, right? So he could become the leader over here. Now Gandhiji learned that Satyagraha is an effective technique, right? And Gandhiji also learned that masses do listen to him, so it's effective. Number one, and masses, they do listen to Gandhi. That is important. And then and you see what happened at this time also. Number five thing that this thing that happened is respect and commitment of many, especially youth. They joined Gandhi. Encouragement to Gandhi over here, and a lot of Gandhi got encouraged by all these things, right? So what Gandhi does is, in February 1919, he gives a nationwide call against the Rowlatt Bills. Rowlatt Bills. I've already discussed the Rowlatt Bills earlier, so I will not be doing them in detail over here, right? But just to give you a broader idea, I'll be covering those, okay? So he says, that we are against the Rowlatt bills, and which British were about to introduce. What was Rowlatt bill? I'll tell you that Rowlatt bill were the laws brought by under the committee, which was the commissioner of which Mr. Rowlatt. And under this law, the writ of habeas corpus was denied, and the Indians could be arrested without any legal remedy for 2 years, and without giving any even chance of hearing. And for this, doing this, for Rowlatt Satyagraha, Gandhi had formed the Satyagraha Sabha, because Gandhi was almost the leader of the masses now, right? And the purpose of the Satyagraha Sabha was to disobey the act, the Rowlatt Act, and to court arrest, okay, to court arrest, get arrested and imprisoned, and nationalists could now act. The impact of this was because of the Gandhian influence over here. The nationalists, the Congress, the moderates, they could now act than just sitting and criticizing, right? And it was here only in this Satyagraha it took Hindu Muslim unity to new height. That is what happened here, okay. At the time of the Rowlatt Satyagraha, right, Rowlatt bill. But then people were getting violent everywhere at this time, okay. So there are a few more things I like to talk to you about regarding the Rowlatt bill. Actually, what had happened, even the members of the Home Rule League and all the youth, okay, because Home Rule League was not doing anything at this time, youth was also wanting to do something for the country. So all those people, they also joined Mahatma Gandhi under his leadership, right? So this is the first real thing that is happening at this time. So all the people, all the propaganda here now finally begins. And then what happens, that on 6th April, okay, 6th April, the day of Satyagraha is announced. And but the movement is supposed to be non-violent, and it is supposed to be a peaceful movement as per the Gandhian method of Satyagraha. But what happens, that what really comes out was very different, okay. And the movement was not so well planned. It can be said that the movement was poorly planned over here, right? And there were a lot of protests, of course, but there was some also violence and disorder. So Gandhi also understood that people were not really ready for that kind of Satyagraha kind of movement at this time, right? And the repression of the government was increasing everywhere, and there was wartime repression. Actually, on one side there was economic repression. The things were very costly, and number two, people were forcibly recruited into the army, and especially from the Punjab, people were taken to foreign lands and forced to fight over there, and right. And then all over, there were ravages of disease everywhere, new cholera, dysentery. I mean, so many things were spreading all around. So there's a lot of violence happening in Punjab, right? And Gandhiji even tries to quieten the people, but when he goes to Punjab to quieten the people, to make people calm down, Gandhi goes to Punjab. But Britishers think that Gandhi is going to agitate people more through his policy of Satyagraha, so they deport him back, okay. So but during this while government is arresting a lot of people and deporting people, two leaders in Punjab were there, okay. There were two leaders in Punjab who were arrested, and they're very special leaders over here. One is Dr. Satyapal, and other is Dr. Saifuddin Kichlu, okay. Dr. Saifuddin Kichlu, he is the person, I hope you know this, right? He got that Stalin Prize, and obviously there was a de-Stalinization. Then he got the name of the prize changed to Lenin Peace Prize. He got this prize, right? And he worked a lot for Hindu-Muslim unity, and he was a Muslim nationalist, though. He was a founding father of Naujawan Bharat Sabha, which later came to be known as the Indian Youth Congress, right? And is the founding member of the Jamia Millia Islamia, which later on turns into Jamia Millia Islamia University also. Right. Anyway, so coming back, what happened? These two people were arrested. Right, they were arrested on the 10th April of 1919. Right, and then people get very angry, and there are a lot of attacks on town hall, People are really angry against it, and there is some violence also going on. And the post office, so the government building, they are being attacked over it. Telegraph wires are cut, and even the European women were attacked. Okay, so now the army is called on, after, because though there is so much of violence, so army is called on, and Amritsar is now under the control of General Dyer. Okay, and so one fine day, what people had done, they, to oppose the arrest of these people had gathered at what is known as the Jallianawala Bagh. Right, Bagh means a garden. Okay, people had gathered here on the day of Baisakhi, and this was a Baisakhi day celebration also going on, right? And there was a public meeting here. So see, it is like this. Okay, I'll just try to explain you the Bagh over here. So the Bagh is like this, right? There is just one entrance over here, and this entrance, if you see, is a very, very small entrance. And General Dyer enters over here, and he brings with him his tank also, and all those things. Because the street is so small, his tanks are not able to enter. So he just lets his men stand over here, and here were the herds and herds of people against the arrest of the people, right? And this is the well over here. Okay. So just an example. Okay, so what happened, the General Dyer enters over here, he places his men, and without issuing any warning to these people, he just orders his men to fire, right? And within like few minutes, 379 people died. In 10 minutes, this is the right number. If there is any other number you have heard before, that is wrong. This is 379 people. Within 10 minutes they died when General Dyer fired, right? And when the inquiry was marked, General Dyer was asked, would he have fired with the टैंक्स ऑल्सो दैट ही वॉज कैरिंग, हैड ही बीन एबल टू टेक देम इन? यस. अगर उससे पूछा गया अगर आप टैंक अंदर लेके चले जाते तो क्या आप उससे भी चला देते? उसने कहा हाँ मैं चला देता. उसको लगा, ही सेड आई वांटेड टू टीच लेसन टू द पीपल ऑफ इंडिया, such lesson of violence, of killing, of death. This is what he said, right? And see what happened, that people were running, right? And people were jumping rather than dying with through the British bullet. People were jumping, people to save their lives, they were just running everywhere. And a lot of women, they jumped into the wells, and a lot of people were trying to jump over the walls, but they were not able to. You still have the bullet marks in the walls sustaining to this date at Jallianawala Bagh, right? If you go over there, right? Anyway, but the brutality, it was so brutal, because 375 people dying over there, it was so brutal. The entire nation was stunned that what had happened in Amritsar. The happening in the Amritsar had shaken the people of India, because see, ultimately it might not be Indian nation yet, but we felt that it is one country, whether it's Amritsar or it is any other place in India, it is part of India only. So the response comes, okay, the response to this comes, but that comes a little later, right? For the moment, government even intensified its repression, further repression. In fact, Punjab was put under complete martial law, and the people of the Amritsar, they were forced to crawl on their bellies, because of what had happened. Some miscreant had beaten some British woman, and Dyer said, I will teach them lesson. And Dyer even said to this extent that he has seen Indians doing that Dandvat Pranam, right? They bow down, you lie down, and then you wish the female deity especially. So he said that even the white female is like a female deity, and they should only bow down to her. This is the kind of thought process that General Dyer was having, right? So this whole situation was so overwhelming that on 18th April, Gandhi withdraws this movement, right, this Satyagraha Sabha movement, or the Satyagraha that was launched over here. It is withdrawn by by Gandhi at this time, right? And then what happens? That doesn't mean that the Gandhi has lost faith in the leadership of in the faith in the masses, or faith in his non-violent struggle. Because just there was this violence done by the Britishers, right? In spite of this, the people at Amritsar, they were not that violent. They were, with all the calmness at Amritsar, they were discussing the arrest of these people. See, at a place, it was such a secular thing happening over there, right? There were Sikhs, there were Hindus, there were Muslims involved. And they were speaking to each other. We will not fight, we will not do violence against them. And person who was arrested, Dr. Satyapal, and one of them was Muslim, Dr. Saifuddin Kichlu. So that kind of thing, okay. They were deported to Dharamshala actually by Britishers secretly. No one knew where they are. So what happens that now after this, a Hunter committee is appointed, okay, Hunter committee, to look into the Punjab wrongs, the disturbance that was created in the Punjab by the by Dyer, right? And the House of Law, jo Lords hota hai, then there's a House of Lords in Britain. They favored General Dyer. The Britishers are so inhumane that, you know, there was a newspaper in Britain, Morning Post, which collected 30,000 pounds for the act of the General Dyer. What was this happening? Gandhi said that the Jallianawala Bagh massacre was a Himalayan blunder committed by the Britishers. Okay, Himalayan blunder, because this for this Britishers will have to pay the price. Gandhi saw that something was coming on. See, Gandhian ideology is influenced by many factors, okay, his parents, socio-religious atmosphere at home, okay, Vaishnavism and Jainism, and also of course you know, Hinduism, and certain elements of Sikhism also, you know. He was very praiseworthy of the courage of the Sikhs because of the Sikhism, right? Anyway, then he was talking about the writings of the Tolstoy's book, you know. Have you read this book, Kingdom of God is Within You? Please go and read this book. भगवान का साम्राज्य आपके हृदय में है. Kingdom of God is Within You. Beautiful book, right? Then John Ruskin's book. This question has been asked in paper: what books out of these books, which was Gandhi's favorite? Anyway, so unto this last, there was a question on what is the theme of this book, that was on poverty, right? And then he was greatly influenced by the Bhagavad Gita. Okay. And see, Gandhi was a religious man. He would use the word Ram Rajya in his prayer meetings, that we will have Ram Rajya, but it doesn't mean that he meant the rule of Hindu by this. This is a generic term that he used, okay. It's like generic term. Ram Rajya means that there is peace, there is self rule. That is the sort of ideal rule. But a lot of people these days, even I see that they see that this appeal of Ram Rajya was a very what do you call this, a very communal appeal, okay. And if see, Mahatma Gandhi has been doing prayer meetings since long time, okay. And if Mahatma Gandhi prayer meetings were communal, then the Muslims would have never supported him, and Hindus would have really loved him. But what happened? A Hindu fanatic killed him because he felt that Mahatma Gandhi was giving too much of support to the minority, that is the Muslim. He's giving away too much to the minorities. See, all the people just want to, for the sake of their political benefits or whatever benefits, they just want to criticize and get the headline. This is how they go, okay. Just because he used the word Ram Rajya doesn't mean he meant the rule of the Hindus. It was just a secular rule he wanted, right? And so now if he was communal, at his prayer meeting, Muslims won't come, but there were Muslims coming over there. Why did they come there? Number one. And then after this Jallianawala Bagh, you know, there is a like inquiry, and in the next, you know, when we talk about the Khilafat issue, Muslims made him president of the All India Khilafat Congress Committee. How is that possible? Even why would Muslims do that if they think that the Gandhi was promoting only Ram Rajya? Do you think it is ever possible? It's not even possible. Muslim will not make Gandhi their leader if Gandhi was just focusing on Ram Rajya. Everyone at that time understood what Ram Rajya meant. It meant a peaceful place. See, it's like in every religion you have that ideal phase that this will happen, okay. So that is what he was talking about. Anyway, we'll discuss that, right? So this way things are happening, and right, and at this time actually the Governor General, okay, the Lieutenant Governor of Punjab was a person called General Dwyer. Okay, this is not Dyer. Dyer had died in 1927, and there was a person called General Dwyer. He was also responsible for this thing that happened in Jallianawala Bagh. So in 1940, Uddam Singh is there, right? He's from Sunam, and Uddam Singh goes and murders this person. Some people criticize it, some don't, and this murder of General Dwyer by Uddam Singh is hugely praised across the world, and obviously it is criticized also by the critics. But then Gandhi, Nehru, everyone appreciated him, right? Some in lukewarm words, some in very warm words, and some even criticized it. But then he did this act, and it brought a lot of nationalistic feeling back in the people. After this, people felt that the justice has been done. And Gandhi also fights against this cause of the Punjab wrongs, okay, Punjab wrongs, that we'll see in the coming lectures. And then in the how Gandhi now links three issues and fights for all of them together. One was the Punjab wrong, other was the Khilafat issue, and third was the demand of Swaraj. So on these three things, Gandhi will fight his next movement. He launches even a bigger movement, okay, and that was non-cooperation movement. We'll talk about that in the next lecture, right? See, he also launches just before the in fact, these Punjab's wrongs, they had moved Gandhi so much that this became one of the primary reasons for launch on the NCM, right? So this way, Mahatma Gandhi's, if I tell you Indian experiment, okay, because Gandhi's autobiography reads my experiments with truth. So Mahatma Gandhi's Indian experiment regarding the truth had started, which of course we all know that how it succeeds at the end, right? So that was about this movement, and in the next lecture we will, as I just said, that we'll be talking about the Khilafat issue and also the non-cooperation movement, right? So I hope you are enjoying these lectures, and if you are, please, just one request, that please do share these lectures on your social media with others. That keeps me motivated. And number two is, you can always click on the like button if you like it. That tells everyone else that the video is good. And finally, if you want this video and all the future videos to come right into your email box for all the subjects, then you will have to subscribe to us. For this, you will have to click over here. So that is all, and thank you so much for watching this.